The Very Serious Crafts podcast is now on Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/seriouscrafts to support our podcast and get early access to episodes, find out about our unfiltered Patreon-only off-week episodes, and more. You're listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast.
We're very serious crafters.
And we craft very serious crafts.
Very serious. Hello, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 19 of the Very Serious Crafts podcast. I'm Haley from Red Handled Scissors and the Bones and Bobbins podcast.
And I'm Heidi from Hands Occupied.
And I'm Mollie from Wild Olive. Today, we will be talking about carpet singing, continental knitting, and poisonous crafting.
I don't even know what that is.
And I'm not doing the poisonous crafting.
That's true. That's true.
Although, I will say that, as I imagine most listeners have sorted out, I have two podcasts, and one of them is a bit creepier than this one. They're both crafting related, but I have been listening to an audiobook while working as part of research for my other podcast about H.H. Holmes and his murder castle. And so yesterday, after about 8 hours straight of murder castle, I suddenly went into carpet makers and singing in Northern Africa. And the whiplash, let me tell you. It's like, what even is my... okay. Yeah.
So obviously, carpet singing will be you today.
Yes, that is me.
That's
I like
funny.
it. I like
goodness. Yeah. So, what's up with you guys?
Well, actually, whenever we record this podcast, we have these notes that are kind of an outline of what we're going to say, and we often write them down ahead of time in some fashion, even if it's usually in my case 10 minutes before we sit down. Haha.
Hey, a plan is a plan.
Yeah. But my plan was to say that I was hoping you'd be able to order my book by the time you heard this, but right before we recorded, I think Mollie or Haley refreshed the page on my publisher's website, and it was ready to go, so... I'm a published author. Yep. Buy my book. It'll be in the show notes.
I ordered the book. Huzzah!
So that's terribly exciting, and something not trash to happen in 2020. Yay!
Yeah.
Yes.
And buy my book. It's $12.99. It's $1 a pattern.
See, when you look at books that way, you realize that that's a really good deal.
It's $1 a pattern and then 99 cents for 16 pages of guides on how to do latch hook from start to finish. I'm just saying, it was a lot of work that I didn't have to do for that 99 cents of instruction. I love you all, and latch hook.
Oh my goodness. And also the patterns are awesome.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah.
You should go buy the book.
Thank you.
It's really fun. And well, I mean, obviously we got to see some sneak peeks of projects months ago, so we've been eagerly awaiting these.
You got a front row seat to the emotional roller coaster that you are both familiar with. That is writing a manuscript.
Well,
which
it's a thing.
Is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And, sure.
And making all of the things also a roller coaster. So hey, but now it's like it's an actual book.
It's real.
Yeah, isn't it so weird when you have the physical book in your hand and then it's an object that exists in the world?
Uh-huh.
Well, and then because of the pandemic, it was delayed 3 months. It was supposed to be they emailed me manuscript out within a total of 6 months. Yeah. So admittedly, I didn't mind having a little more runway to prepare for releasing the book, but then I had the book and you couldn't Google it anywhere, and so that was a little bit exciting, but we made it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yay!
It's nothing ever goes to plan when
Ever.
writing a book. Ever. ever. It has never once happened.
There's so many places that things could go off.
Yeah.
I want to hear, though, Molly, about your thingy. It sounds really exciting.
So I would say that I don't know if this is a result of the pandemic or not. It may have been, but the way it happened ended up pandemic influenced anyway. So
What an influencer.
I know. I presented a lecture via Zoom for a quilt guild.
I love it.
Yeah, so that was a thing. Definitely, I went from, like, trying to avoid video-related anything. Like, I still sometimes have calls with my dear friend, and we don't turn on our cameras because we still get, like, into that zone, which is funny. But to now presenting a whole lecture via video, yeah.
Pretty cool.
So
That's awesome.
The weirdest part, though, is because of how Zoom works, they basically, the guild says, well, we have everyone mute so that you can present and not have all the extra sounds or distractions, etc.
Oh, and nobody is good at that.
It meant
There's
that,
always that one person.
Well, no, they had an administrator who mutes everyone.
Like a classroom.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. But it means that you don't hear any response to what you're saying. So if you are trying to be funny, you don't know if it landed or not. You don't know if anything is, like, resonating with
awkward.
people. And so I was watching, just trying to watch faces.
About that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to, like, talk and watch faces for some kind of response. And it was just, that was the awkward part of it. But
yeah.
I think it went well. You would have to ask the Pieces from the Heart Quilt Guild to know for sure. Yeah, so.
I'm sure you were delightful.
To Quilt Guild members, if you are listening, I hope you enjoyed my lecture and that I wasn't a complete disappointment to you all. So.
Oh, psh. I assure you that you were fine.
Super like, okay, here I go. But anyway, it was.
Stuff is so scary. Even if it's people that you know and love and
and like one of the people who actually recommended me to do the lecture has done my stitching clubs. Mm-hmm. So even though I had never officially met her, it felt like having a friendly face because she was there and she brought her, one of her projects that she made, and so that was that. But otherwise, it was just a bunch of people I didn't know. So, but it was fun and it was a cool thing to do, especially in the middle of all of this. You just like wouldn't expect to be like, oh yeah, just do a lecture, because that's not what I was planning on doing this year. But there it is.
So you were talking about the Kwai crossing, or however that is pronounced.
I was actually talking about combining embroidery and English paper piecing.
Oh, okay.
And
so just generally, but what you're doing.
Yeah, and because like I would say less than half of them had ever done embroidery, and less than half of them had ever done English paper piecing.
Very
surprising to me.
Yeah, I know.
On both accounts.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, my favorite part was when someone who was probably at the older end of their age spectrum in this quilt guild asked about learning about embroidery for the very first time. And I thought,
I love that.
Like, that's the life I want to live, where all throughout my entire life, I'm always willing to learn a new skill and jump in. So that was really nice. Yeah. Anyway,
my favorite class that I have ever taught was a crochet class, like a beginner crochet class, to people who were my grandmother's age. Yeah. And like it was a group of friends who had signed up together to do this thing.
I love it.
And this is when I was, I don't know, much younger, probably a decade ago. But so here's like barely 30s me and or maybe not even 30s me, and at this table filled with people that I felt like they should be teaching me.
Yeah.
And, it was so much fun.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
Good job, Molly.
And good job to you both on all of your publishing
endeavors.
And Bones and Bobbins podcasting with then switching gears and all of that. So
yeah, we've all been busy this year.
It has been a very busy year.
Even though it also feels like I've accomplished nothing. You know what I mean?
I think that's the new normal. That itself is the new normal.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well, before we jump into talking about other things that are not the pandemic, we want to give a shout out to all our serious friends of the Very Serious Crafts podcast who are supporting us at patreon.com/seriouscrafts. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yes, we do.
We do. Yes, thank you.
So, you guys know how last podcast I may have mentioned that I got scrapbook supplies, and I don't remember if I did some ranting, but I may have.
You mentioned that this was not normal for you.
No. So I have actually used them now.
Oh boy.
I'm sort of in this fit of, some people get a spring cleaning bug. I get it in the fall.
I get that. That makes sense.
It's I think because I loved the school year starting so much and all of the new things properly organized, like setting up my locker, all of the things. So I still get that. And so I have had these 2 ring binders with like photo inserts that have been badly holding just a bunch of stuff. I mean, half of it I just didn't know what to do with and threw it in there. Like it was a mess. And so because I am in get rid of all the things mode at the moment, I was like, all right, I'm going to tackle these 2 ring binders. And like once and for all, get things sorted by like time period and like people or events or whatever. And so I did. And like I threw away probably half of the things in there because they were mysterious to me.
Mysterious.
Yes. And so then I went through and just did the thing. I didn't do anything fancy. I just put things in the scrapbook in general order and decided how I was going to do letters and like things that were not the same size as the scrapbook pages and or things that were double-sided. And it was very soothing. I have to tell you, I'm bad at it. Like, so it didn't occur to me because I had been using a ring binder before that I needed to spread things out a little more.
Okay.
So, like, I have, like, some pamphlets or letters or things all related to a trip that I may have put in the same envelope. And so it closes.
Oh, yes.
But it doesn't do so well. But that's okay because I put it between 2 really big dictionaries.
So are you pressing your scrapbook like a flower right now?
I am.
Yeah, well, this is
I'm just compressing the objects within.
Well, see, now you've basically described the Smashbook scrapbook style, which comes with, you get like these giant oversized rubber bands that you put around it because the idea is you make them like so, you smash everything inside these books and then it's like all like
I remember that.
Really, like it gets to where it doesn't really close anymore, but that's sort of the idea.
I remember that from like CHA maybe a decade or so ago.
Yeah,
they were big.
Yeah.
Like really big. Everybody had one.
Yeah. My sister has one. I think you still occasionally find, I think you can still get stuff for them.
They had a really cool giveaway. I remember this because I liked it so much. It was a pen on one side and adhesive on the other,
yes.
I think.
Cool.
Yes.
And I loved that thing. It was so cool. It was purple, and that is not even a color that I enjoy, and I still thought it was the coolest thing. But yeah, so that happened, and I just need to share with you a very early Haley DIY that I found that I'm really not sure how it ended up in that book, or in the binder to begin with. There is a gigantic, like, yard size, like, marquee sign that I made for a dog show.
What?
Okay.
I don't know how old I was, but it was with, well, I guess it was with my dog who died when we were both 16, so that doesn't really narrow it down. But it was old enough that I spelled my next door neighbor's name wrong.
Okay.
And, like, she grew up with me, so I would have relatively early done that. And there was, like, an addition of my best friend's name, because apparently she must have walked down the street to join this dog show. And it was just my dog, who was a very, very rotund Labrador Retriever. Yellow Labrador Retriever. Failing to jump through hoops, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
I mean, she was pleased. Whatever. And, like, me walking her around the yard on a leash very, very seriously. But this banner was in the scrapbook, and I have no idea where it came from or how it got in there, because this is something I put together when I lived in New York already. Mm-hmm. And I would have been like maybe 8, 7, like first or second grade, probably.
Yeah. Did your mom sneak it in on one of her visits?
Almost certainly. Because that's the only thing I can think of. And it's so fragile that because it's like really old, thin craft paper.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't open it all the way, so I can't even see the full glory, but there are definitely drawings of my dog. Bad drawings. Anyway, so that was my favorite thing, and now I have tried out the scrapbook supplies, and I enjoyed myself, even though I'm not good at it.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
That's an important thing as a professional crafter to do regularly,
yeah.
I think.
Well, I just feel like I now have things organized, and it's not stressful to look at the book anymore. Like, even if it isn't as spread out as I would like it to be, like, whatever, then I'll just keep doing it not spread out, and then it'll all be the same. And it won't drive me crazy. But now I have a specific place to put those things and a specific order in which to put them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that I just find that to be really satisfying, even though I didn't do any decorating. I didn't do any, I mean, I think I used some round colored stickers that came with it to hold some things in place. But it didn't need to be to make it functional and really pleasing to me. So, anyway.
That's exciting.
I like it. Yeah.
The kind of crafting I've been doing recently that has nothing to do with yarn. I know. Surprise, surprise. And it's not flowers. It's not flowers.
I don't know what's even happening.
I mean, wait, are none of us talking about flowers today?
I mean,
no.
I wink at them.
We did refer
You
to
might
them.
wink at them.
Anyway.
But yeah, I have a bad habit of risking self-poisoning for the sake of crafting with vintage craft supplies.
Yeah, so we have recorded this particular habit.
Yeah.
Yep. About, I guess, coming up on a year ago, I was trying to make a vintage sweater with vintage yarn, and I was so excited because I got a whole sweater quantity. You probably saved my, like, physical body, so it's all right. I didn't need neurotoxins in my system from vintage yarn right before a pandemic.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear me coming to this realization live on the podcast, it's somewhere at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Lol. And it's in our best of episode. Anyway, so that is the old story of how I nearly poisoned myself doing crafts. And for the record, I've never touched that yarn since that podcast because I wrote a book in the meantime, and it's just been easier to leave it in a gallon bag in the back of my studio. Whatever.
Buy yarn. It's fine.
But now I've been playing with, remember how I was really into wanting to play with glass cutting earlier this year? Or this pandemic, I guess. As if there's been one regularly in my life. Lol. But I came up with I've discovered a new vintage crafting supply that I am very obsessed with, to the point of in the course of the last 2 weeks, would describe myself as an accidental collector already of this item.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
There are these things you can find on, like, you know, any vintage website, like an eBay or an Etsy. And they are vintage ceramic stickers. So you would buy these decals that you would soak in water very similarly to a temporary tattoo. Mm-hmm. And the paper backing they come on soaks off in about 30 seconds, depending on how old and, like, busted they've gotten and how much sun they've been in for the last however many decades. But you basically soak them off like a temporary tattoo, and they're designed to go on ceramic, like a mug or a plate, so you can, like, design your own china.
Oh, cool.
But they're terribly beautiful on other kinds of glass as well, because there's a lot of, like, just picture, like, a china pattern with any sort of beautiful floral from the 40s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, these were made up into the 70s too, so I found some really, really beautiful, like, watercolor and line drawing looking ones.
Cool.
And they come in all different sizes. I hadn't either. And you can also get different sizes, because the idea was, like, you can do your own tea set or whatever.
Wow.
But I like playing with different sizes of the same pattern, because they're kind of hard to find together in a set, if you like the, like, vintage and antiquing hunt aspect. Yeah. But I've been putting them on some of my glass bottles together, and I'm really enjoying, like, combining the sizes and stuff. It's really fun.
So is it like an ink transfer, or is it like an iron-on transfer where there's a clear background?
So there's a clear background. They're called water slide decals because they detach from the paper and slide off. But the problem with these old things is a lot of times the plastic thing that they're on is very brittle. Mm-hmm. And so I've had some of them basically just disintegrate because you put them in water. But if you can get them to disintegrate onto a glass or ceramic surface, and like get the right amount of water, and it's a lot like placing any kind of vinyl sticker. The key is no bubbles, no folds. But what I've on the few glass bottles I've experimented with so far, it seems like that the decal basically almost fuses with the glass, and then you can also fire them if you have a kiln for a more permanent attachment.
Oh, I wonder if they're like acrylic.
They say that they're actually ceramic, and that some of them on the labels say that they've been fired already.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
I don't really understand how it works and what that, I don't understand how they accomplish this, because they come on like paper and they just look like they're printed off like stickers.
I'm about to go down a rabbit hole.
Basically, though, because a lot of them, I mean, I've gotten some as old as the 30s. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And they were still being made in the 80s and 90s. They just all looked like puffy paint sweatshirt designs that I don't particularly. That's not really my era, because I remember that from my childhood.
Yeah, we were there.
I don't need a goose and a teddy bear on these projects that I'm making.
Sure.
It just makes me think of my mom's kitchen.
I'm very Midwestern.
The goose.
Anyway, sorry, I am so bad at getting to the point today. But the point is that some of these old ones, they have warnings on the packaging, if they're dead stock in the original packaging, that say certain colors may present risk of lead or cadmium poisoning. So they're like, don't put these dish stickers on anything you're going to eat out of.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. Like, presumably, the idea should be that they are food safe,
green.
But
yeah, they are not.
They're not.
Yeah.
Look,
there's some really pretty colors, though.
We actually did on Bones and Bobbin say deadly colors.
Mm-hmm. I need to listen to that episode.
Yeah.
And talking about Shields green, which was arsenic green that killed everybody.
I actually just bought a green vintage bottle on Etsy, and I also need to buy an at-home lead testing kit so I can learn how to test this stuff, because I don't want to die because I'm making cute bottles because they don't hurt my arthritis hands.
I mean, you aren't going to die if you do it with gloves on.
I'm not going to, suck on it. I'm not going to, lick the decal.
You're not going to lick the
lead
decals.
just existing in the world, unless you're talking about, paint flaking off into particles.
Yeah, and I don't have kids in my house.
Exactly. So, but that's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I looked it up and I recognized some of these. So maybe when I was I recognized some of the 80s ones. So maybe when I was a little kid, I did some.
There's some also that were made, especially in I think the 30s through the 50s. You'll probably even have seen this at antique stores, like baby cradles or doll furniture that looks like there's just this little faded sticker on.
Yep.
They're a lot like those, but those are made for decoupaging onto furniture,
right.
And these are for glass.
Exactly what I was thinking of, because we have old doll furniture that have some of those, and it's
a little
the cute
blue
little teddy bear.
That's faded.
That was exactly. I was blue teddy bear is exactly where I was going.
We have
so
a high
funny.
chair, in our family, a wooden high chair.
There's gobs of these.
That stuff on it that probably is deeply poisonous. You are wearing gloves, though, right?
I will.
I don't remember if because cadmium red was often used in painting, but also cosmetics.
And I've ordered red decals, obviously, by now, so there's a lot of roses. Yeah. And strawberries. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, cadmium red wouldn't have been available much past World War II.
Okay. Most of these are, I would say the sweet spot I'm finding stickers from is 40s and late 60s.
Okay.
At least I don't think. But the 60s were a wild time. Anyway.
So.
Sorry, I'm very excited about these decals, you guys.
I'm really excited about them, too.
Yeah.
Wear gloves.
I will.
All right. So while possible poison is coming for you, Heidi, the thing that has been trying to get me in its grips is quilling, because I talked about it a few podcast episodes ago, and Instagram started showing me an ad for a quilling tool, and I was like, what? And I hadn't been talking about it, but it showed it to me anyway, which is even scarier.
Don't you hate it when Instagram reads your mind?
Yeah.
I end up with more t-shirts that way.
Yeah. But then I was on the website Flickr, which I still use. Back in the olden days, we used Flickr a lot. Anyway, but someone had posted a picture of a screenshot of a game called Paper Mingle, and it's an app, and it's all of the graphics to go with it are by, and now I didn't write down her name to make sure that I got it right. But it was Yulia. I can't remember her last name now. Shoot, I'm a bad researcher. I was so sure that I would remember this. Anyway, she's a brilliant quilling artist that I talked about the last time that we talked about quilling. Anyway, so of course I had to download this app. I don't need another app in my life, but I did. And I was slightly disappointed that the premise of the app is not that you actually quill in the app, but it's one of those like slide, like drag the little things together to make matches, and you know, they combine. But basically they start as little quilled rings, and then when you put them together, it becomes a bigger quilled ring until as you do this, it grows into different designs. But the graphics, even though the idea of the app isn't my idea of a real fun game or thing, I've played a few rounds of it, but the graphics in the app are just gorgeous. It includes sketches and photos of her quilling, and so it wasn't what I hoped for, but it is in fact cool, the idea is it's a quilling themed app that you can get in the Google Play Store or the App Store for your Apple device. And I was just like, well, that's really cool. That they reached out and had this, you know, probably one of the top quilling artists in the world, if that's really a thing, cool. Design it. So anyway,
it's definitely a thing. I mean, I've seen some amazing quilled art. Quilled?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's I
think quilled. Anyway, so I just
kind of cool.
I just had to share that, like, literally within days of each other, I was presented with multiple quilling things again, and I was like, okay, universe. But
would you say you manifested this quilling content? People keep telling me I'm manifesting things, and I was like, I worked really hard, if that's what that means.
Sometimes.
I don't know that I did either of those things in this case, but at any rate,
I want to manifest a pizza. That's what I want next. It's pizza.
Ooh, now I want pizza. Okay. Mollie, is there anything else you want to tell us about quilling?
No. Nope. The quilling is done.
Okay. All right.
I'm all out of...
I'm such a weirdo, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. So, now I'm going to tell you about the thing that gave me topic whiplash between Murder Castle and beautiful cultural expression. So I didn't know this, and maybe you guys had heard of it, but I didn't know that there was a cultural tradition in parts of Northern Africa for singing patterns while weaving carpets.
I did not know this.
And I also had not, but a PhD candidate named Mehdi Amianan is studying at the Austrian Academy of Sciences in Vanishing Language and Cultural Heritage. And I will link to the site with the whole project. But they are researching and doing documentary filmmaking about these different traditions in different areas of carpet making and singing. And it's really, really cool. The first one that I found, hold on, it has a name, actually. It's Nakshe Khani. That is what pattern singing is called in, I believe, Persian. But the first video that I saw of it was of Persian carpet makers in Iran, and they're singing, but it doesn't sound to me that immediately musical until you sort of sit back and just let it wash over you, and then you can start feeling the pattern, if that makes sense.
Oh, cool.
And, like, it's really interesting, and there are, I think, 3 different videos that this person made. And in one of them, 2 older women are working together, and usually one or the other of them sings the pattern, and they speak of it as doing that to soothe their nerves or keep their nerves from unraveling. And
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I think that was their joke, not mine. But I could be wrong.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting. And there's part of the video where a woman explains with like a gridded pattern how the song functions, and like the different there's like a whole grammar of it. And
wow.
how you would know like what goes in front, what goes in back, and how many different colors, or how many stitches of different colors, I guess. Stitches is that the correct weaving term?
Yeah. I think so. I think that's correct. I feel like I've at least heard that terminology used for that before.
Yes, stitch is what I've heard, I think, the most, like sumac stitch.
Yeah, so these are memorized songs, and they're done in the form of storytelling.
That's really cool.
Oh, wow.
And so, though they might not necessarily sound immediately melodic, there are captions on these videos, so you can actually read the translation of the story that they're telling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's lovely. And there are different traditions in different areas. And so the first one I saw was Persian Persian carpet makers in Iran. But there's also a Kerman video that sounds really similar to the Iranian one. But there's also separately a tradition of nomadic women just singing well weaving carpets and singing traditional songs. And so that also has an interesting, seemingly connected rhythm to it.
Yeah.
But it's not the storytelling with the colors and the movements that is happening in, say, the Persian carpet weaving.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually was in North Africa in high school I think after my senior year, and got to meet some nomadic carpet weavers in Morocco. And so I did not know anything about carpet weaving at the time, and I definitely, like, this was before my days as a very serious crafter.
Yes.
But I remember that there was what I thought was talking, like a lot of talking at the time, but nobody seemed to be looking at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder if that's what it was, because they were definitely making carpets and definitely vocalizing in a rhythmic way.
Yeah.
But I don't remember well enough because I didn't know to pay attention at the time. But it was, like, I think that maybe I got to witness it in person. And it's one of those things that is sort of a cultural heritage that is a dying heritage, because it's not well known and it's not necessarily being as fewer people hand weave carpets,
right,
the tradition is being slowly lost. And so
I feel like it's so cool because it's practical, first of all.
It's so practical.
But obviously also beautiful to have that be part of the making process. But it seems like not wanting to take away from their cultural tradition, but it seems like the idea of singing your pattern would be so useful in a lot of methods. And teaching, exactly. That, well, I mean, in the same way, like, two things came to mind as you were talking about it. One is, did you ever watch the Berenstain Bears when you were a child?
Yes. Constantly.
Right?
For sure. Constantly.
Do you remember the one where, like, one of the bears, like, the cheer at, like, I think a hockey game is, knit 1, purl 2. And that came to mind. Like, in one sense, we kind of have some of those kinds of things that we have little, like, rhymes to go along with things. This is just really taking it to another level. I also thought about, like, how anytime that you're doing things and you do it to music, whether it's cleaning your house or, like, an assembly line type of a situation, any of those things, when you put music to it, it changes the process, and that rhythm that you get from it, that makes so much sense.
Because then you have two forms of memory.
Yeah.
Like a tangible memory and and muscle memory.
It makes me think also of, like, I mean, it was a scene that it was also it's a thing that was also represented in a scene in Outlander where the women folk were dyeing wool. I think the scene in the show was famously they were using urine and they were drinking alcohol, so they would have to go to the bathroom more, and they were being so naughty while they did their chores. Blah, blah, blah. But they had a song they sang because they were all holding this very large piece of fabric together, and they had to work in rhythm, and so the song was used because their arms were moving, not unlike what we have machines for now.
Right.
Well, so I think there must be, no pun intended, common threads of this approach to pattern purveyance throughout cultures.
Yeah, and there are specific things in lace making called specific songs called lace tells.
Okay.
And they are also, like, all of the women making lace in a place would sing these lace tells. Usually they were stories. I've got copies of a bunch of them from my Lace Guild St. Catherine's Day celebration every year, which must be coming up. But unfortunately, we won't get together and sing them, but we sing them and jump over candlesticks. And it's very fun, and it does seem like such a human thing that we all sort of gravitate to, whether it's to occupy the mind while doing something with your hands, or whether to help your hands be occupied with the work.
Ding! Sorry,
hands occupied would be Heidi.
Do we have to like pay a royalty for saying that? Just in the
not yet.
Okay,
but maybe someday, baby.
All right. Well, I got away with it this time. All right. Anyway, so there are 3 videos that go along with this person's research, and so I will link to them and also the PhD project page.
I can't wait to watch those videos.
That sounds really cool.
Really, really cool. But you will definitely see how it might have been a jarring change from what I was listening to before.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. It's so neat.
Thank you for sharing it with us. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, the second thing I wanted to share with you guys today was a really quick story of handmade gifting success.
Yay!
Nice.
No train of shame here.
Woohoo!
So yeah, I had a phone call with my my sister-in-law yesterday, my husband's sister, and her daughter is about 2 now, and I recently had sent a gift, and it was this crochet rainbow softie that I had made for my blog, but I specifically made it with a toddler to gift to in mind.
Yes.
Right.
And toddler gifting can be a little bit of a crapshoot, whether or not they'll like any gift, whether or not it's handmade.
Yes.
So I was on the phone with my sister-in-law, and she was like, "Oh, I have to tell you, my daughter is obsessed with that rainbow toy you gave her."
Yes.
Yay!
That is a big win.
Here's the text history about this rainbow.
Yes.
I forgot to tell you, she has to have it to sleep and in general. And then ... She lost her last night, lol. She couldn't find it in her bed and was like, "Rainbow!" And I had to turn the lights on and find it, lol. It was like a foot from her face.
Oh.
So I just thought I'd briefly share that really funny story.
I mean, once you've reached that status,
Yeah.
the completely, like, the meltdown if you don't have it status, like, you are clearly some kind of magical being.
And it's funny because I screwed up the rainbow and made it red to purple instead of purple to red. And I was like, your kid's not going to understand rainbows, and it's going to be her creative aunt's fault.
You know.
But you could use it as a teaching moment.
There you
Well,
go.
And then she can be real smart and be like, but these colors should be reversed.
I think I'm going to also just make her a correct one just so she has more than one in case there's a middle of the night rainbow meltdown again.
Yeah, I
Not a bad
had
idea.
2 blankies for that very reason, although I knew the difference.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, so rainbow!
Oh, that's delightful.
Yes.
Yeah, that made my day.
As it should. Okay. So here is what I have actually been working on lately. I have wanted for a long time to really feel comfortable doing continental style knitting.
Yes.
And
Huzzah, huzzah!
I know. I've wanted to, and literally as I sit here, I am not continental knitting. I am throwing, sort of. I'm doing my own version of throwing. But
that the transition phase is real.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had started this project before, and I need to do the whole way through. Otherwise, I will have a really weird looking sweater. But I think, Haley, you were the one that said you need to have a project that you do all the way through with continental style. So I working on a hat, and I am doing it continental. It is 2x2 ribbing. So I am going back and forth between knitting and purling.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it so much faster?
No, I'm so much slower right now. My mom is like, why is that taking you so long? You're usually so much faster than that. And I was like, well, I'm trying to learn a new method, but it has slowed me down right now.
I mean, figuring out how to purl continental was a learning curve, and then I got the thumb movement down just right.
Well, and that's just it. I have looked at so many
tension.
different versions that people use for it that I'm like, okay, this one, everyone says it's wonderful. And I tried it and I was like, no, this feels terrible. And then,
everybody does it the same. And my economy of motion is laughable.
Yeah.
Should we explain what continental knitting
yes.
is?
So if you are, whether you're a knitter or not, you may not be familiar with continental knitting, but it's where you hold the yarn in your, typically your left hand, but I suppose if you knit the reverse way, if you're left-handed, then
non-dominant.
Your non-dominant hand, yeah. As opposed to throwing, where you're holding the yarn in your dominant hand and wrapping it around the needle. So continental knitting, there's like less movement, right? Would we say this? So therefore, it speeds up your
Ideally,
knitting.
there's less movement.
Yes, yeah. And as I'm watching Heidi, when the knitting pops into the video chat every so often, it's like bing, 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 and she's just, zipping through this, and my friend Katie is like super fast, and she's
like, really fast.
She's really fast. Like, yeah.
I had to go through this transition though too myself in like, I don't know what year it was, 2013 or 14, and it was a pain in the butt. But once I got through perfecting my technique, my tension was so much more consistent. Intarsia became a non-issue for me tension-wise. Like, tension was just solved once I took the time to basically, like, tear apart my technique to the foundation.
Yeah.
And then switching to continental was the easiest way to fully revisit everything that I'd learned poorly as, like, an 8-year-old through my own bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why my tension has improved so much.
And see, I've not really found that with throwing that I've had lots of tension issues personally. Mm-hmm. I've usually been a fairly even knitter. So changing techniques, my tension now, of course, is a little weird. It's not horrible, but it's a little weird.
And you're like, I know I'm better than this.
So I guess the question is, how long should I expect this transition to take, especially if I also, at the same time, have to be working on another project that is not continental style?
You need to wait with the switch. If you do them both at the same time, I don't think it'll work. I don't know. What do you think, Heidi?
I mean, I had to also be working when I was making the switch. So I just made sure that until I got pretty confident and consistent, or enough where I felt that I was consistent, for work projects, I was still doing like my throwing method.
Yeah.
But I just made a point of some of my projects that I was in control of what they were being easier. So focusing on like easier stitch patterns and like doing like a checked stitch, like a 2/2 check stitch, just aiming for perfection. And it's just the time. It's practice.
Yeah, I think, definitely listen to Heidi on this one, because I was lucky enough that I've learned how to knit several times. And so when I learned as a kid, it was English style or throwing. Mm-hmm. And then I learned to crochet. And by learning to crochet, I got my tension sorted out because the hold of the yarn is really similar.
Yeah.
And so
I've definitely noticed that has helped me since I've done more crochet.
And so when I went to learn knitting again after not having visited it for years, then coming to continental, not having that muscle memory, like I still can throw. It's just that now, like I felt like I was building muscle memory from the bottom up instead of trying to fight something that was a natural inclination.
Yeah.
And the one other thing I would say is, if you really, I feel like this is not a tip I hear from people, but it's something that I challenged myself to do when I really was like, I want my technique to be as consistent as it can be. And I've been told that that's the thing I'm known for now. So I put in the time and it was like a year and I didn't have a choice and I had to do 2 techniques at the same time, but I think it was worth it. Because I also, the last thing I did when I was like, okay, I want to really challenge myself to see if I can know continental knitting. I took knitting to the movies whenever I could.
Okay.
Oh, my best friend does that.
Except for like with stitch patterns. So I had to memorize the stitch pattern and do it blind. Because I'm a maniac. I grew up in the classical music world. We have like when I want to learn something, I go crazy. It's not like I don't think it's necessarily like a thing anyone ever has to do, but I was like, I think I will know I've got this down when I can do it without looking.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be able to watch movies and knit, so I was motivated.
Yeah, that'll do it. That would make a big difference. All right. Okay. So you're saying that a year would be very realistic to think that it could
I feel like
a
year, if I'm being honest, especially since you were working in this field.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do more than one technique and you're on deadlines and you can't just be like, I have these many drills for my technique to do today like a maniac.
Yeah.
If you want to just not put pressure on it and just let it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say a year.
Okay. See, this is good. Expectations.
I don't know if I'm talking too much in this whole episode, but
You're fine. Actually, we've all been talking a lot in this episode, and we should wrap up for the day.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
We all kind of are technique freaks, though, so I think that's why we just got excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited you're doing this, Molly, though. If you want any tips, let me know.
All right.
Or even just, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
all
and
of
you
that
totally
is good.
can.
Yeah. I'll probably talk to you about good tensioning tips along the way, but for now we will wrap up.
Oh, posture also. Since you're learning an entirely new muscle memory, now is an excellent time to learn how to do it with the best posture possible, because I didn't, and it hurts.
I believe you.
Yeah.
And I suppose maybe on that note,
sure.
Thanks for listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Serious Crafts and on Facebook at Very Serious Crafts. You can also find show notes and all things Very Serious Crafts at veryseriouscrafts.com. And finally, if you're a fan of the Very Serious Crafts podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on whichever platform you use to listen to podcasts. Good ratings help us show up in recommendations, which helps more people who love crafting find us.
Yeah.
And we're delightful, so.
Yes.
Anyway.
That.
It was lovely talking to you, ladies.
It was.
Yes.
And,
Happy tensioning.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I just need to, learn, a song to help me with it, and then it will all go well.
You stab the fish in the eye, and then you bring up the loop. Have you heard that before?
No.
I'll make you a song.
Okay. Thank you. I approve. All right.
Can you please? I feel like that should be for our next episode. Everybody should bring a song.
Okay. All right.
And on
Stab
that
the
note.
fish in the eye, and then you bring up the loop.
All